Last night was a real shit show. It rained all night long, literally all night long. Pretty heavy at times. The wind was really blowing sideways. It was getting all over inside my tent. A lot of my things are wet. Yeah, it's definitely time for a new tent, man. This thing is just completely soaked.
Say you have the silk nylon bottom?
Yeah, it's old, man. I've got 5,000 miles on it. Gets old real quick, really quick. And you can see Donnie's footprints. This is all water down here. And now oh man, it's freezing cold. Holy crap. Oh, it's so cold. It's freezing cold water. Now my shoes are filled with icy cold water, absolutely freezing. Don't really have a choice but to keep moving. Really like to stop and eat lunch, but probably lose feeling in my feet if I do that. Desert hike my ass. Freezing. 35-mile-an-hour winds today. I cannot feel my hands. I can't feel my fingers. The winds are just nuts. You barely even stand. This is just crazy. I'm walking against the wind, and it's just exhausting. All the extra effort just to fight the wind. Now more freezing cold water to walk through. The road keeps continuing on through all this snow. I'm gonna try and head uphill and see if I can take the ridgeline and avoid walking through freezing cold snow and water, because that's what it's been. It's just been streams running through it. It's just slush and cold. And it looks like that's what Donnie's done as well. There's a radio tower up there that's Steens Mountain. It's a high point of the Steens. Hiking up to the top of Steens Mountain here. I'm actually almost up to the top, and I see a Sawyer squeeze. So this could be, I know it's not Donnie's because he wasn't carrying this plastic one. I don't think it's, in fact, I don't think it's Heavy Tita's either. I think surely frozen, probably toast by now, but I guess I'll pack it out. And it's Big Indian Valley down there, Big Indian Creek. The official ODT comes through here. I guess we could have taken that. That looks pretty free of snow. We were a little worried that some of the water crossings would be pretty high. It's kind of the main reason, but anyways, the route climbs out there, which looks really steep. Bit of hail now. Right in the face. This is Steens Mountain, 9,733 feet, tallest point on the Oregon Desert Trail. If the weather was a little nicer, I might hang out here a little longer. It's so cold and windy, all I want to do is get off this thing. Now I gotta work my way down this, probably drop down here to this saddle, and then I'm gonna drop down into this canyon here. That's called Wildhorse Canyon. Yeah, I saw your footsteps there go like knee deep in that water, and I was like, oh shit, there's no way around this. I looked too.
I know, it's like you could see the water was everywhere, and I was like, I'm just gonna go. Well, I was reading Tom's message again, and he said the bushwhack becomes severe when you leave the trail, and I was like, well,
probably down there where it gets really green, because you got to go like up and over a little hump to get out of this valley.
yeah, that was like a water slide.
We need a zip line down this thing so we can make some better time. Did you see that waterfall back there?
In the opposite direction?
Yeah, I was going vertical instead of...
It hit me in the back. I was like, where's it coming from?
Yeah, I've never seen a waterfall go up instead of down. And this is Wildhorse Lake. Completely frozen. tricky. That's an incredible amount of water coming down Wildhorse Creek. That's just nuts. Dropped down about 2,000 feet from the summit. Sun came out, finally able to shed off a couple of layers, especially my rain gear. And finally, things are just a little bit more enjoyable, you know? And over there you can see all of that dust. Obviously the high winds today are kicking up some dust from the dried lake beds. You got Lake Alvord, the Alvord Desert down below there. So all that dust is gonna rise up into the atmosphere. And now the bushwhack begins. Just kind of weaving in and out of this sagebrush. Not even touching the ground. Now it's not just bushwhacking, it's bushwhacking on a steep slope. And this is the stuff they don't normally show you in through hiking videos, is it? You know, they always make it look so wonderful. You hear people say, I enjoyed every step, every mile. The reality is this though, nobody enjoys every mile, every step. Now you gotta traverse the base of all these rocks here. Oh, this stuff is steep and loose. I already slipped and fell once, cut my hand. I've decided to try and go up and over through this chute. Should take me down to the same spot on the other side, as long as it's all manageable. This is the view on the other side. So now I've got to traverse this hillside, which will take me up over that pass. Oh. my feet. All right, here's the pass. It's like 40-mile-an-hour winds, 45-mile-an-hour winds, easy. Can barely stand. Finally, a little break from the wind on this side of the pass here. Dropping down into Indian Creek. You got the Alvord Desert down there. That's what's been kicking up all the dust, creating the dust storm today. Thankfully, these winds are supposed to die down tonight. That can't come soon enough. Wow, that's beautiful. Well, we made it up and over the Steens. Absolutely gorgeous, despite the miserable hiking conditions. You know, we made it through. It's done. It's a great feeling to be dropping in elevation, warming up a little bit. Just when you think you got the rest of the evening good walking ahead of you. Oh. To do a little bushwhacking on the road. Sad to be dropping down over this pass and losing the view behind me, but I will drop another 500 or 600 feet. I'm looking for a campsite on a saddle down there, about 5,500 feet, hoping that'll be a little bit warmer, maybe a little less windy. Every angle of this is just beautiful. You know, sometimes you just don't know what to expect from a place when you look at it on the map. And sometimes you're surprised, sometimes you're disappointed. I think more often I'm surprised. And this is definitely one of those cases. Just so beautiful. Yeah, and that down there is the Alvord Desert. It's 12 miles by 7 miles, dried lake bed. It gets about 7 inches of rain for the average year. And because it sits just east of the Steens Mountains, it's what they call a rain shadow. All the rain hits the Steens, drops on the Steens, and then leaves nothing for the desert. So I'm hoping that means I won't get any rain tonight, because at the moment it looks like rain's coming once again. I saw this spot on the map. It's a saddle at 5,400 feet. I was hoping to camp here. Really don't see anything that looks good for camping. This wind's supposed to die down, so I'm not too worried about that. Although I'm putting a lot of faith in the weather forecast, I suppose. But I guess I don't really have a choice but to head downhill. I really wasn't wanting to do that. I was ready to camp up here on this saddle. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Keep walking. Basically just run down this thing now, running out of daylight. Yeah, well, I'm in luck. This looks like a pretty flat, level, pre-used campsite here. I might just make this my campsite. Well, I was setting up my tent there at that spot. The damn wind blew my tent over. I had all my stakes in, I had my trekking poles in, and I just could not get the thing to not blow over in the wind. Wind is, it's like the hiker's worst enemy. So yeah, it's dark and I'm heading down this hill and I've got nowhere to camp because of the damn wind. I can't get out of the wind. Moo. Come on, go. That's right. That's right. Shoo. Go. And now everything down here is gonna be occupied by cows. Probably cow shit all over everything, if there even is a flat spot.